All right, and we're back. Let's go ahead and end the round. So far, not really finding the trophy stuff that we've been needing. We do have a few bosses we can try to fight. More like a couple bosses we can fight. But we're now at fall, so we have another movement point, and more importantly, we can start doing some evolutions. So we have a few things we can play around with. We have this evolution stone, we have this utility, we have an ability patch that we still haven't used, a few ability patches we haven't used, as well as some TMs. We have a flight pass, which we can use to get to at least a boss. I've been holding on to calcium and a zinc this entire time. Honestly, it looks like Zweilous is probably going to be the one I want to put this on, which means the evolution stone is probably going to him. The other option, of course, is we can upgrade. Well, we're going to upgrade all of them, but Puppetar could eventually. We can do an evolution with him, or we can do mega evolution with him. And you can change into this, right? Yeah, you can change into that. And that gets us Soar. And that is legendary. So that becomes 6 strength, but just purely because of Perrin. Alright. I think this will be the play here. We can switch you back to this. So we can get Dragon Force. Anything that matches the attack. So Kowtow Cleave essentially would become 6. Dragon Breath would become 4, and Dragon Force would become 5. Yeah, I think I'm game for that. Cool. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do the Evolution Stone, which is going to double the cost for it, but then I could just use a rare candy to pay for all of it. Like so. And then you could just be discarded. Because I don't need Pummel Claw anymore. Alright. And then we can just take the zinc here. And put that to work. I mean, as much as I like Terra Shell, I'm not confident that's going to be enough to soak hits for us. So we'll do zinc and a calcium. So we got those up and running. All right, got those. We also have some options down here. A shiny Mimikyu. Yeah, I did forget to use the tickets, which is okay. Draco Meteor. When the user's next attack. Okay, I don't want that. We don't have any ghost moves. And the Fiery Fist one is increase the attack strength of your signature move by 1. So this would be 5. Inflict paralyze on the target for each status roll. Deal true damage to all Pokemon the opponent switches in. And I believe that stacks. Maybe. So yeah, we can spend 3 tickets to get a legendary of our choice. But we can do that literally at any time. It is legendary, so it does get Alpha Strike and Beast Boost, which would give it Steel, Rock, and Dark moves. So yeah, not too shabby. Yeah. Okay, so we got that. Let's go ahead and get Voltorb up and running. This will cost us 12. And get Explosion. This becomes 5 now. We can just do that. We haven't been using Electrode at all, but it is what it is. Alright, Pupitar obviously needs to evolve. We'll spend 10. Now we have a Tyranitar, which we can also Mega Evolve and have fun with. We can spend $10 getting Prinplup evolved. I don't really care about Jet Plume. You know what? We'll take Jet Plume over Chilly Water. Okay. And then it leaves us with 11. The only thing that hasn't evolved yet was Cranidos. And Cranidos would become Rampardos, which would be 913. Honestly, I think we don't need Rampardos. So if there's anyone I'm going to replace, it's probably that guy. So yeah, let's go ahead and spend 3 tickets. Tag you out for you. And then your legendary move, so you get up to 6 on Vessel of Ruin. And then you guys go into the discard. Cool, that saves me some stuff. Alright. Besides all of that, one of these guys can have the Evolution Stone. Either Altaria or someone else. Either one will be fantastic. And then that does leave us with 10 JP to play around with. Let's go ahead and do ability patches first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heals 1 damage for every other water type. Don't need it. Magma Body cannot be burned. Takes -2 damage from water or ice moves, and -2 from moves used by water or ice Pokemon. This can be learned by anyone that can learn fire moves. So this would essentially give me a little bit of resistance to ice that I otherwise wouldn't have. We won't have burn anymore, but you know, my luck with getting burn to actually trigger is fun. This Pokemon is strong or legendary. Its moves deal +1 damage for each week. Okay, yeah, not doing that. We only have 1 moderate. Okay. Let's go ahead and pop another ability patch. And see what we can play around with that. Steam Engine gains +3 initiative if a water or fire type Pokemon is currently active in the battle. Okay. This Pokemon's normal and dark type moves get +1 attack strength. 0 to here. Each time this user switches out, it gets +1 attack strength. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Can't teach that. Comatose. This Pokemon always has a sleep status and gains plus 2 HP. All effects of sleep are ignored. So it's just flat plus 2 HP. Which I certainly don't mind. By the way, what do you change into? Okay, it's Mountain Hurl, which can be ground or rock. Go team. Alright, well, I don't care for Power Trip. So we'll take Comatose on you. And that technically always makes you asleep, even though you're immune to it. But it says ignore all effects of sleep, so you don't take any effects from it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put all this in here. You can go there. All right, we still have TMs that we can play around with. So I'll go ahead and do that and see what we get. Flex Paralyze status on the target. Status symbols deal -1 damage. Paralyze is interesting. You know what? We could have put Comatose on Electrode, but I'm not that worried about it. Darkstone gives us Dragon Electric type more bonuses. I am going to go ahead and spend the 3 to get Darkstone out, and they'll give us another attack from this. Yeah, that's correct. I forgot Kowtow Cleave is a thing. Do we have a thing for Evolution Stone? Yes, we do. So I don't forget it when I inevitably do. There's an Evolution Stone. Okay. So False Surrender is kind of the only one. Or Zap Cannon. Crab Hammer I can live without. Right now it looks like right now you're going to be the one that's carrying Resonant Guard. Actually, I can put it on you. There you go. All right. We'll go ahead and take the False Surrender, just so we have a dark move that Tyranitar isn't ashamed of. It's probably not going to ever use it, but we have it. I mean, Sand Tomb is interesting, but we have other ways of making fatigue happen. Okay, that was quite the leveling sesh. All right. So with all that, we're down to 1 JP. And this is all we have left. I'm glad we're at least using our junk. Okay, so we do eventually want to get to this trainer, because if it can make it deal less damage, maybe we can make that work. We also need to get like a bunch of other stuff working. So worst case scenario is we can do a flight pass to here, get the trainer, and then go fight Alva for our final badge if we need it. But if we were doing that, I would like to fight two things if possible. All right, let's go 1, 2, 3. We got ourselves a Zinc. We'll go ahead and use that on Hydreigon here. So I was just making space here. Okay. We could trade some stuff here if we need it. If you have a dark type in your Pokemon team, you only need to discard 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dixit cards, will those work? Yes. 6. So we can get ourselves another zinc, and I can give it to Hydreigon, which I believe the cap for zincs is 3. Yep. There you go, Hydreigon. Is fully decked out on that front. And all this can be thrown in the trash. Okay. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Fight an alpha. This does count as a legendary, so this would rank up our trainer card, which is actually really good because we actually need another Mega Stone. So we can use it on Altaria. Also, Altaria stuff reset. For whatever reason. Okay. Let's go ahead and ready up. Okay, moved you there. Perfect. We should be able to just hit this button and it'll do it for us. It certainly does. A Gardevoir. What I would do for a Gardevoir right now. Gardevoir can also Mega Evolve. So you are a monster. And if it's alpha, so it gets an extra 4 HP. We do have the means to get a Keystone Ball. So it really comes down to what we can do about the other nonsense. So if I switch you to Fairy, or not, if I switch you to Fire, you'll resist everything except the Psychic and other nonsense. And then it'll come down to whether or not I can successfully inflict Lifted on you. Or I go out with Ting-Lu here. Use Vessel of Ruin, which will inflict paralysis, and go from there. So I think that might be the play. Go with Ting-Lu. So Steel might be the one they'll go with. Yeah, Steel resist Ice, Fairy, Psychic. It just doesn't resist Ghost. So yeah, we can do a Steel on you. You'll definitely hit really, really hard, but I'm okay with that. So Steel Terra, whatever you Mala calls it, goes to here. We get +1 from Signature, and then +1 from Perrin. This didn't cost anything because we're using the Heart of Sinnoh. You definitely outspeed us, so you will go ahead and do a move. It's going to be Ghost Alpha Strike. We're just going to have to hope it holds up. Alright, does 3 damage. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and attack back with Vessel of Ruin. This will automatically inflict paralysis. 8 damage in total. And down to 8. And then it'll go to its turn. Its strongest attack now is going to be Moonblast. Does 5. No sleep though. Alright. And then I'm going to spend 1, 1, and 2 to... Actually, sorry. Take those back. Do that. And then we have our Keystone Ball. So, Keystone Ball. I roll 6 dice, and I need 7 successes. So if we succeed, great. If we don't, that's unfortunately the fate we're in. So 6 dice, typeless. I can turn one of the statuses into a hit because I did do a status effect on him. That is 9 hits. Okay, we capture you. And we do get to keep the alpha. Alright, so that is a successful capture. Now we have to decide who to replace. I like Altaria. Funny enough, I think it might be like Electrode. Yeah, I'm sorry, Electrode. I don't think I actually used you, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm replacing you. You're out. Because a Alpha Gardevoir is a monster. Oh, one thing to also note about Alpha Strike, it is a legendary move, so we do get the boost for Perrin. Yeah, 16 health. Gardevoir with Moonblast. Alright, cool. We did successfully beat this thing. It is legendary, so we get 7 JP, bringing us up to 8. And more importantly, we did beat a legendary Pokemon, because Alpha does count as legendary. So we go to tier 4. We can give Battle Bond to somebody, so let's go ahead and do that. Not sure who I would give it to. Let's just give it to Gardevoir. So here's the question for you. What Mega Evolution Gardevoir Psystrike? And this doesn't count as a held item, right? I don't think they count as held items. I can look that up in a bit. Alright, we did win this fight. I am going to go ahead and spend a coin and a compass. What direction are we going? We're going this way. Yeah, sure. We'll go ahead and explore in this direction. More raid dens. Well, winning a raid den is also another way we can rank up. But we can also rank up by just spending 4 coins right now. Okay. Let me go ahead and end round, and then I'm going to look up some things about Alpha. Alright, so it does count as a held item, so unfortunately Gardevoir can't actually hold an evolution stone to transform, which is a little unfortunate, because this move, that means its move I think doesn't become legendary. But it still gets Alpha Strike, so it's something. With that in mind, though, I think I'm going to go ahead and move the battle bond. I think we will go ahead and give it to Hydreigon and turn Hydreigon into the greater monster it should be. Okay. Takes care of that. I've already passed the turn. Good to go. All right. So at this point, we got an arena here. That's not going to help us. Surge's Balloon I don't care for. So let's go 1 to here. Get tickets that I cannot use. So that's 1. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I don't want to go that far. We'll go 1, 2, 3. So we get 1 to here. I guess the question is, what do I want to fight next? You know what? I think we should do what I was thinking of. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here to the general store. We'll spend the 4 coins to pay for the upgrade and go to max. And with that, we now can get ourselves a actual Mega Stone, which we can give to Altaria. Just making sure I don't have any. Feels like I have something underneath this thing, but it's not. All right. So there's Altaria with a Mega Stone. We don't need the Rainbow Wing anymore. We can transform you back to a Heart of Sinnoh. Give you that. Don't have enough for that. Let's go. I'm going to spend 1 coin, 4 greens, a black, and oh no, if I do that, I won't be able to go anywhere. You know what? I'm okay with that. 2 whites, we're going to get a Tricky Charm. And we'll give that to Tinglu. Okay, so we'll go ahead and pass turn at this point. We're going to get a card because we didn't fight anything this round. Alright, so I'll spend that coin and roll a die. And if we get a regular hit, we're good. Get a regular hit, so we get 2 coins. Okay. At this point, I will spend 1 of those coins to use a compass. And we'll explore in this direction. Whole lot of nothing. All right, I'll go ahead and hit end round. We're still over here, so let's go ahead and buy a utility card for free. If I draw a battle card, I can draw another utility card. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Get all that. Okay. We're definitely running out of cards here, but that's fair. All right. And for our turn, we can go 1 to here, and then use our compass to roll a die and hopefully not get screwed. We've whiffed a lot on this. Okay, we can go ahead and spend a green to draw a shrine card. Get 2 utility cards. That's not a utility card. 1 and 2. Okay, X defense and a battle card. We do have to discard something. I'm going to get rid of Crisis Power. It's finally got an X defend. That's good. Also, I'm on a Diglet Cave. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card because we have a rock and ground. Got Ancient Ore. So we went 1 to here. We can go 2, 3 and draw a card from the cave here. I'll go ahead and use this and see if we get anything fancy. Or do I? Sure. Yeah, I'll go ahead and keep going. Super luck. You can add a crit with this. This slow start is actually pretty funny with Altaria. Once per round, if an enemy potentially inflicts a lethal blow against you, their damage is capped to leaving you at 1. Once per battle, sturdy, huh? +1 damage to each of the attacks. Let's go ahead and replace the Comatose with a Sturdy. And I will discard these. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I hide this thing and see if we can make it happen. Okay. All right. Also, I have this egg still. All right. Let's do it. Hit the button. Opening with a Veluza. Fillet away. Take 1 true damage when the user next attacks. Add 2 crits and 2 regular hits. Okay. When the user next attacks. Oh, alright, well, that's interesting. Water Psychic, huh? And you have 9 initiative. So rock is normal against water and psychic. And then of course we have false surrender. I am going to go ahead and change this into a Mega Stone. And we get to automatically evolve you for free. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Which will make this become even bulkier. Alright, so that'll make me go first. And Fillet away, it's going to do 0 damage on the first round regardless. So I'll send you out first. And this is what, a 2v2? Yeah, 2v2. We'll bring out Empoleon. Actually, we'll tag out this and this and bring you out like this, just in case. Alright, so Tyranitar. Oh, and ground is still normal against water as well. Alright, I'm going to do False Surrender. Alright, here goes nothing. So statuses still do 1 damage, so it's total 6. Down to 2. This attack cannot hurt me. It'll also do 1 true damage to itself, and then no matter what, I'm going to get kill. So, what Mecha Stone can also do is turn things into plus moves. And what plus moves will do is, of course, make it, if you ever roll your action die as a natural status, you can double your damage. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that for Mountain Hurl. And attack with Mountain Hurl. I'll put it like this to show that it's the top one. Alright. And then, yeah, we'll attack with Mountain Hurl. Okay. Dead and already up to moderate charge. Okay. Sheer Cold is flat out the most damage. Ice is super effective against... not that. It's not super effective against rock. It is still ground, but not rock. Oh, also I'm no longer constantly asleep. Also I don't have this extra HP anymore, it's 11. Okay. I think Sheer Cold is still the best though. Actually it's a tie. Water is super effective against rock. Yeah, it's a tie for all of them. Okay. We'll just spin the die, I guess. Yeah, we beat them all in initiative. Ground is good against steel. So my attack could potentially... it at most does 8. So yeah, all of them can at least tank a hit. So yeah, it's just going to be a random. It's going to be Empoleon. Okay, we go first. We'll attack with Mountain Hurl. It's either that or I go False Surrender. We'll go ahead and do Mountain Hurl first. If he survives, then I can attack with False Surrender and make that a plus move. Alright, that is 7 damage. Putting it down to 2. I'll go ahead and TM moves are classified as strong moves, so I'll go ahead and max it out. And since I maxed it out, I'll go ahead and use False Surrender. I think they count as strong moves. But I may need to check that because it will technically change its damage if it's legendary. Either way, I'm guaranteed a kill on this, and then that'll get me my other plus. I'll note that I have both plus moves. I can't put them on these cards. The decals only go on one side, as far as I can tell. Either way, I did win, and that's the battle. Good job, Tyranitar. You died as you lived. Dead. That didn't check there. Let's try that again. There we go. Switch you back to state 1. You can go back to this. Cool. Go ahead and take you. So we get 3 JP, and then we can convert you into whatever. All right, Parasol Lady. Bye-bye, Les. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we're within range to go for Alva and try to figure out what we're going to do from there. All right, let's go ahead and put you guys away. I might be able to check here. TM cards, they're classified strong. Okay, not legendary. Okay, so that's it on that front. Let's go ahead and end the round. All right, 5 rounds to get whatever you need to get done. Give me a moment. All right, let's do this. This is a new round, correct? It is new round. I think we tried this guy before and didn't do super well, but we'll go ahead and go here, grab another thing from this. Get a black apricorn. This doesn't force anything. So 1, 2. Actually, we can go 1. Sorry, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just got a Soul Dew. Increases the attack strength of Dragon and Psychic moves by 1. It is what it is. All right. So this is it. I don't think there's anything else I can do to prepare for this. I don't remember anything about this guy. I know it's just completely RNG random. So let's go ahead and see what's going to happen to us. Okay, cannot use Megastone, Dynamax Band, or Terror Orb this battle. Alva's Octave Pachamon learns the signature move of his last fainted Pokemon. And he gets +1 initiative for each of his fainted Pokemon. Got it. Okay, change of plans. Because we can't use any of these. Alright, that's actually not the end of the world. It's not great. It's not great. I'm going to put it that way. It's not great. So, Dragon, Psychic, and then this is what, Flying Fairy? Well, Flying Fairy is not going to be used by anybody, so we'll do this one. Well, actually, we do use the Flying one, so it could be that one. And then this one's Dragon Psychic, which we already have. And I can't equip it to Gardevoir, so it is what it is. Cannot use the Megastone. Yeah, can't use them at all. So we'll get safety goggles. You can have them. Have fun. And we'll just have to make do with what we got. Not the end of the world. What's going to be the end of the world is this. I'm going to hit shuffle on this because I don't know how it's going to work. Hit shuffle. And can I click the button? No. All right. Barbaracle. I do like how its learnable types is fighting and fighting. Deals 6 extra damage to ghost type by Pokemon. Good for you. So, fighting and rock. So best bet would probably be doing Altaria, which will do a rock move. Alright, that's not an option. So rock doesn't do well against ground, but my ground type is also a other type. Bug type is strong against psychic, but not fairy, so Gardevoir? And this guy's a fighting rock type, so Moonblast would work, for what it's worth. So maybe we open with that. This is a 5v6, so there's going to be one guy we don't use at all. So if that's the case, I think I'd rather have you have this. Go like that. So Tyranitar is going to be one of them, regardless of anything. And then we'll bring out Gardevoir. Alright, it's a tie on the initiative, so flip the token, but he still goes first. So fighting doesn't do jack, that's 2. And so rock and bug are your only options. So we'll just do Alpha Strike. And we can see if we can make some stuff happen with this. Alright, roll. Okay, does 3 damage. And then I can do a an X defend and use my ability with it, and then draw. Oh, I didn't give my battle bond to somebody. I was supposed to. Oh no, I did. It's to Hydreigon, which I didn't power up, which is what I usually do. Alright. Okay. So I'll go ahead and use my Servitude with this, so I can actually act afterwards. And then I can give myself a battle card or draw a utility card. I'll draw a utility card. Okay, lucky quality. And then for my next action, I'll go ahead. Is it once per? It's not even per round, is it? It's just every time, as long as it's an action version. So we have X defend. And we're going to go ahead and do X speed as my second action. Go 5 initiative. And then you go. It's alternating is the strongest, so we'll go ahead and do this. Alright, weak charge. This will do -7 because -4 for types, 2 from defense, and then 1 from the other, so it does 0 damage. Okay. Next I'm going to go ahead and do, is this an elite fight? It is not. So I'll go ahead and take this opportunity to do a... Oh right, I didn't draw a card, did I? Yeah, I didn't draw a card for the second ability. Got an egg. Well, the moment you acquire it, you discard it and get an egg. So there's that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do X attack. So now my Alpha Strikes are 6. And then I get to draw a card again. or make a copy. Okay, that's a second dodge. I'm going to go ahead and use that to go ahead and drop the prey found. Alright, it's going to go ahead and switch to... We'll do bug, why not? Okay, I'll go ahead and use a dodge, so I take 0 damage. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and spend this round doing a X accuracy, and then I'll make a copy of that dodge. And we'll see what we can make happen with this. I don't know if this is the right play, but it is a play. Okay. Okay, this will do 1 damage. Because dice are evil. Alright. And then we'll go ahead and attack back. So we could do Moonblast. Because that's our best move. 6 dice. Alright, that's 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. And then it's going to attack back with its rock move. God, stop doing that. I'm going to go ahead and do Lucky Stew and re-roll 2 of these. Just go to hell. Alright, so I'm going to end up taking 1 damage. Unless I dodge. I'll just take 1 damage. Okay, I'll attack back with Moonblast. Okay, first one down. So I am going to get Beast Boost. And then you go away. And next one. Rock, grass, and that nonsense. I will get +1 initiative. And then we go. Okay, Fairy is still the best, and I still outspeed. Alright, this will be 7 dice because of Beast Boost. Okay, charge is ready. All my statuses do +1 damage, so I'm good on that front. So the total damage is 7, 8, 9, bringing it down to 2. Alright, it's going to do Solid Rock. Because that's better than Thousand Fist. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dodge and take 0 damage. He does get to heal 1 because of the crit. And then I'm going to attack back with Moonblast. Oh, sorry, it should have been 1 less die. I'm just going to re-roll that die. I'll re-roll this. Either way, it's going to be kill. Okay, I do still get the status. That's all that matters. Kills this guy. We'll represent the far left one as the most recent. So Solid Rock is its new move. Okay, Frostlast. It's going to get +2 initiative because 2 are dead. So I do have coin, so I will flip and go first. And let's see what we can make happen here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Ghost Alpha Strike. This is a legendary move, so I get +1 for that. I get +1 because of X attack, and then I get +1 because of Beast Boost. This will guarantee kill, by the way. Okay, Frostlass dead. Okay. What do we have here? Nightmare. Alright. This thing's gonna get 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Again, my fatigue should reset. Alright, I'm gonna do Moonblast. This will be 7 dice. And we'll see if we can make something happen here. Okay. So sleep's not going to apply because it's immune. But this is total of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It does 11 damage. Make sure I did that right. I had 3 statuses, so that brings it up to 9, and then plus 2 damage because of weakness. So yeah, that brings it. That's 11 damage, putting it at 1. And I'll go ahead and spend my charge to attack again. And this will finish it off. Okay. Okay. So that takes care of that. Next. Soulquake, huh? Well, you're definitely going to outspeed me now. Or not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. That speed thing. That is a thing. Cool. 1 second. Okay. So yeah, we outspeed because there's only 4 fainted Pokemon. Which is important because we need to do as much damage as we can. So again, 5 for Alpha Strike, 6. So yeah, we can do a Ghost Alpha Strike and try to kill this guy in one go. Because we're going to need to. In fact, there'll be one more after this. Also, you should be back to 0 on fatigue. So, worst case scenario is I do 9 damage and he's going to blast me with Soulquake. And Soulquake will be neutral. So it's not the end of the world, but it's still not great. Alright, yeah, we'll just do that then. It's going to be a question of when to trigger this focus energy. So 8, 9, 10, 11. That's kill. Yeah, because we get +1 from the status and then 2 from the weakness. So Gorlock is dead. God, the typing, the signature moves here are actually been very scary. So killing this thing in one go every time. 5 for legendary, 6 for that. Yeah, 7 from Beast Boost. Beast Boost is just crazy if you can get everything going. Zygarde, ground, dark, dragon, and fighting. You definitely outspeed. You're also the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're at 16 speed, you attack first. Okay, heal statuses and you can ignore stuff. So yeah, here it goes, Cataclysm. Alright, perfect blocked. So I'll be taking 2 damage if I let it go through. Let's go ahead and dodge it, and we'll take 0. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to live long enough for everything else. Alright, we'll do an Ice Alpha Strike. You know what? I mean, worst case scenario is... Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to use the dodge. So we'll end up taking... We have X defend and, of course, Tyranitar's Resonant Guard. So we'll take 2 damage. Puts us down to 5. Alright, we'll do an Ice Alpha Strike, and I'm going to go ahead and do Focus Energy. So I can reroll status effects, and each crit will be +1 damage. Alright, I'm going to take back that charge and reroll that status. Okay, so total damage is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13. Brings it down to 2. Alright, Cataclysm's going to go again. Alright, we charge ready. So 5 in total, reduces it by 3, so I take 2. Oh my god, these cards are getting devoured. And at this point, I'm guaranteed to get kill with pretty much any move. Even if I do Alpha Strike, it'll kill. But we'll end it with Moonblast. And that's it. It's all 6. Oh, sorry, I should have done Soulquake. That was my bad. But Soulquake would have done... It still would have been the same damage. It didn't roll enough statuses, and Ghost is... It would have done 2 extra damage, actually. That's what I made a mistake on. Yeah, because Ghost is super effective, right? Yeah, Ghost is super effective, so Soulquake would do enough. Okay, so actually, the 2 attacks from earlier. So I was originally at 7. First attack would have done... It actually would have done 1, so it would have done 3, bring me down to 4. And then the next attack is a total of 5, which... Yeah, total, it'll be total 5, goes up to 7, and then goes down to 4. So if I... So yeah, if I were to just dodge that last attack, it would be enough. Okay, I think that's fine. No matter what, I would still be able to win this because I have literally an entire roster of characters left. But soloing with a Alpha Gardevoir was definitely very fun. It does leave us with nothing as far as cards though, but it is what it is. Oh! I forgot about Parasol Lady. Well, we can easily solve this for the most part. So, I completely forgot about Parasol Lady. Each of these should have done... If they don't do 3 or more, it would do 0. So, give me a moment. Okay. So... Let's go ahead and replay some of this, because what ends up happening is I don't need to use as many dodges as I did. So first attack does 3 damage, that'll bring me down to 9. And then I got the defense up, I took 0 from the fighting here. Yeah, I got 2 cards, I ended up getting 2 cards in the process. Got the Lucky Stew. The bug did 0 damage. Yeah, it did 0 damage. Yeah, the fighting did 0. Bug did 0. The reason why the bug did 0 is because we did the defense up, did defense X defend, and we had the Resonant Guard, and that reduces the damage down to 2. Remember, anything that's 3 or more does damage. Anything less does nothing. So it took 0 damage from the bug hit. Took no damage from the 8 damage fighting move because it only did 1, and then so that's below 3, so it does 0. So what ended up happening is I didn't need to dodge, and I didn't need to re-roll any of the crits like I did before. So I didn't need to make a copy. So that means I actually get, instead of making a copy, I could actually draw a utility card. So I'll go ahead and have that set there for now. At that point, we were fighting back. Yeah, it was this part. This part here is where the crit happened, and then I re-rolled both with the Lucky Stew. I didn't need to do this because it does 2 damage, so it does 0. So I'll take back the Lucky Stew. We kill the guy. Next guy spawns, which is a Solid Rock guy. Solid Rock guy actually hits us for 3. So that puts us down to 6 at that point. Then we murdered him. Then we murdered Frostlass. Then we double striked Sable Eye and killed him. Yeah, with Ghost, and then followed by the other thing. Right, we used the Ghost move to finish off Frostlass. We did the double Fairy Strike on Sable Eye. Then we hit Zygarde and... Sorry, it wasn't Zygarde. It was Gorluk, which we did the Fairy move to finish that off. Because this did 9, 10, 11 exactly. Because we used the reroll thing. We did use the Focus Energy, which ended up not being needed, I guess. Yeah, we didn't end up needing it. Then we went up against Zygarde. Zygarde hit us for... Okay, so then he hit us with Soul Quake from Zygarde, and this would have been 7 minus 3, which brings it to 4, so it would have done 4 damage, putting her down to 2. I hit it, and then I get hit back. And I could probably use, what is it, dodge here? If I use a dodge here, it would do 0 damage. So we end up using 1 dodge. I mean, I could just die from this, but that's what ended up happening. And then the card that we drew, because we didn't make a copy, would have been this. Alright, sorry for the mess there. I went through the trouble to get Parasol Lady and completely forgot. But more importantly, we won the fight. But I think I'm going to need to put a break here before we do all the rewards and nonsense, so let me BRB.